Hey guys, today we are going to do an inspired look by Sarah, oh goodness, I can't remember. The Screen Actors Guild Awards were last night, and Sarah Hyland, I just thought her makeup was absolutely beautiful. She had really it was kind of natural but dramatic at the same time. She had these really nice brows. She had a really pretty nudie pink peachy lip. So this is my interpretation of the makeup look, and if you like what you see, then stay tuned, keep watching. Okay, so we're going to start off by priming our eyes with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. And you just need a little bit of that, and that just goes over both eyes. We're going to be using the Lorac Pro, the original, and the Stila Eyes Are the Window to the Soul palette, and Eyes Are the Window shadow palette in Mind. So those are the two palettes that we're going to be using today. So I'm going to start off with a, in case you can't tell, I'm sick, sorry. We're going to start off with a transition color, so I'm just going to use a fluffy brush and the color Wit from the Stila palette. And we're just going to put that just kind of in our socket, into the crease of our eye. And I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush, this has nothing on it, and just kind of really blend that out on both eyes. I'm going to take a little bit more on that big brush, kind of just dust it lightly all over the lid of the eye. Get something that looks like that. And I am going to start with Taupe from the Lorac Pro Palette on a, what is this? This is just a Rite Aid brand like crease brush. I just really like it to apply and blend. So we're going to start like right here, maybe the outer third of the eye. Blend that in and up and into the crease. So we're doing like a here and here, so kind of like a sidewards, upside down comma, exclamation comma. We're going to do the same to the other eye. Just a little. And I have a picture of her in front of me, in case you're wondering what I'm looking at. And she has pretty similar shaped eyes that I do. They're not an open eye, it's not a hooded eye either, so this is a good look. And then for me to do, I'm just going to take a clean fluffy brush, this is from Eco Tools, and just blend out the edges. And then I'm going to take a slightly darker color on a shadow. No, yeah. Actually, I'm going to use that same Rite Aid one, and I'm going to go in with the color Sable from the Lorac Pro. From the Lorac Pro, the first one, not the 2, sorry. And, whoop, that was my picture. And I'm going to put that kind of here on the lid, the second 1/3 of my eye. And again, this is just a little darker. It's also it's a little cooler. It's actually a more neutral cool, which is going to help with our inner corner highlight. And again, taking that Sable, I'm putting it on something like that looks like this. It's kind of choppy, and we're going to get there, don't worry. So next I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to take a clean one of those brushes from Rite Aid. I have a couple of these, I really like these. And I'm just going to blend, like really blend those outer edges. So you have something that looks like this. So it looks like she kind of has like a more of a warm orangey color up here, just to help lift the eye. So we are going to do that as well. I'm going to use a really light brush, and I'm going to pick a really warm, almost an orangey color, and this is from the Stila palette, and it is the color Perception. It's very orangey. It's this one. Meh. It's this one right here. So I'm going to take just, the smallest amount, and we're going to kind of feather that on the edges of the eye. In particular, on top as opposed to out here. We're keeping it on top in this area to help open the eye. I'm going to take a little more of that Perception color. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing over here. Okay, so now we're going to add a little bit of shimmer. She doesn't have a ton of shimmer on the lids. It's mainly focused in the inner corner, but she does have a little bit of like a bronzy, taupey color that goes like right in the center of the lid and in a little bit, which I think is really nice and helps with the really bright inner corner. So I'm going to use the color Light Bronze and Pewter from the Lorac Pro Palette and just kind of mix the two, tap off the excess, and just pop that into the inner 1/3 of the eye. And I only have the color on one side of the brush, so the brush where I don't have any color, I'm just going to move, help blend it a little. So, something like that. We'll do the same thing to the other eye. So from here, I am going to take a really small, the one I'm using, it's from e.l.f. and it's the e.l.f. C-shaped brush. And I'm going to go in with the color Espresso, which is a really dark brown from the Lorac Pro Palette. You can use any dark brown really. And I'm going to put this very concentrated on the outer bit. Not even 1/3, I'd say the outer 1/4 of the eye. And very lightly kind of smoke or feather it in, bringing it up just a little bit. Make sure they're even. I think they look pretty good. I am going to go in with just another fluffy, flatter brush and use Light Bronze from the Lorac Pro Palette and kind of just put this here. There's no really way to explain it other than to just show it to you. So I'm opening, so I'm looking straight on. My lids are heavy, so I'm gonna push back and kind of put it right in this area. So see how it lightens right in here? It's very similar to what she's wearing. So I'm going to take that light bronze color again and do the same thing on this side. Okay. And then I'm going to take that C brush I used earlier with the brown, and I'm going to just put a little, the smallest amount of black. Just going to use it, it's just on the tip. I'm just going to smudge it into the outer lash line here. I'm going to do the same to the other eye. So this, and just smudgy, smudgy, smudgy. So I always think it's weird, the faces I make when I'm putting on my makeup. I don't know. Do you guys make weird faces? Imagine we all do. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the rest of the face. I'm going to clean this up and do my foundation do my foundation, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I have my foundation on, we are going to move on to brows. So I'm going to show you one brow and then do the other brow, just because brows take a long time, and she has really thick, beautiful brows going on. So I'm going to use two products to get that. I'm going to use the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in dark brown and the Hard Candy Brow Fiber Gel. I'm going to take a little tiny eyeliner brush, and this is by Real Techniques, and I'm just going to pick up some of that brow pomade. So I'm just going to start in the bottom and kind of trace the outline slowly, pushing up. Also, if you guys want to see how I did my foundation, I have a foundation routine video, and I will link that in the description box below. Okay, so now as we move forward, I'm following the natural shape of my brow. Her brows are pretty, they kind of have a really thick arch here and then come down, so they're thick and then thick arch and go down. I don't have that, so I'm just going to do my best to just give myself some thicker brows, is what I'm trying to say. I can't talk. Do you guys get like that when you get sick? It's like you could be trying to say the most basic thing and it just comes out as jumble. So I'm also now moving to the top out here, and this is to help trace my shape. So I'm just going to trace the top shape. As you can tell, my brows are a little sparse up here. So I'm just making short strokes. And I'm bringing it down. It's a little too far. So I'm going to take my finger. There we go. I want it more out instead of down, if that makes any sense to anyone in the world out there. So it looks something like that. So as you can see, there's a big difference already. So I'm going to take the brow fiber gel from Hard Candy, like I said, and this is in the color dark. I think it's the darkest one they have. It's the darkest one, and it's got a teeny itty bitty brush, and there's little fibers in there. So I'm just gonna kind of brush that through and focus it also on the outside. Make my brows look nice and full. I'm going to do the other eye and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I have both brows on. So now that the brows and the foundation are done, I'm going to go on and finish the eyes.